Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Richard Fleming, and today is Friday, the 13th of November, 2020. I want to begin this video broadcast by offering my sincerest sympathies to people who have lost family members from SARS-CoV-2. This virus is both real and deadly, although it need not be. The research that we've completed, going outside of the United States to get it done, has provided three significant treatments for patients with SARS-CoV-2. There is considerable evidence to show that individuals in the pre-hospital setting can be successfully treated, although it doesn't successfully treat everybody. We need to be forewarned and forearmed, and to do that requires knowledge more than speculation. There are currently over 4,000 clinical trials registered on the National Clinical Trials NCT website. The responsibility to file these clinical trials on that website is really primarily for individuals that receive funding from the government, or if there is an interest in submitting the results to the FDA to get drug approval. However, not all studies that are published on the National Clinical Trials are funded by the government, nor is there an intention to get FDA approval of these drugs. Our study, NCT 04349410, is one such study. When we set out to conduct this study at the beginning of the year, my focus and the focus of the people that participated in the study were individuals who were primarily interested in trying to come up with answers. For those of you unaware, physicians can use any FDA drug approved by the FDA for any purpose that they deem medically appropriate. Although, based upon the actions of some governors, it's challenging to see that the rules that apply to the practice of medicine still exist. This complicated period of time, as we're coming up to speed with how this virus transmits, what to treat it with and when, is complicated by a barrage of misinformation in the medical journals. There are individuals being published that have no scientific background at all, but because they have the money and the name, are getting material published in what was once scientific journals. There are other people that are not truly scientists or have never practiced medicine that are trying to influence all of you on social media as best they can to try to tell you what should and shouldn't be the practice of science or medicine. Fortunately, we've not surrendered to these people and their claims, who are looking for either 15 minutes of fame or some reason to be considered important in this discussion. These would be the same people that in a catastrophic scenario would be the first ones to run away from the problem and let others suffer and die. There's a lot of misinformation going on in social media right now about this virus. And as we have all seen, the incidence of infectivity and the number of deaths associated with this virus have continued to escalate. This clearly demonstrates that people are not listening to the information from scientists and physicians like myself, talking about why people die from an inflammatory thrombotic response associated with this virus. I've received a lot of interesting social comments about the research that we have. For those of you who have an interest in this, whatever it may be, rest assured that the research data that we have has gone with the papers to the medical journals for distribution to those who are actual scientists or physicians taking care of SARS-CoV-2. Also, rest assured that for those of you that are wondering, that this material has been made available to the appropriate sources and experts in the United States and other governments for them to have available to direct the diagnosis and treatment of SARS-CoV-2 patients. Now, if you want to talk about that further and you feel that you have something intelligent to say on this research, I open this channel opportunity to do a live chat with you. I simply need your name, location, and some type of government photo issued ID to validate who you are, and some information about what you do for a living and why your questions are germane or relevant to the conversation or discussion. If that is something you're interested in doing, I will then work with the people that have different channels for podcasts and work with them and you to allow an opportunity for us to have a live discussion debate about the topic of SARS-CoV-2. In the interim, I want to let you all know that the papers have been put on preprint servers, as some of you know, and they're there for you to read. To date, despite the criticisms, I've seen no evidence that the people criticizing the papers one way or the other have actually read the papers, which is tantamount to saying we don't really care what the papers say, we just want to be heard. This behavior is not what we need right now. What we need are intelligent, enlightened adults discussing how to address SARS-CoV-2. If you think you're one of those enlightened, intelligent adults, as I said, please let me know your name, where you live, and a government issued photo ID so I know you're really who you say you are. I don't have conversations with mythical characters. I don't know if you're a bot. I don't know if you're from another country. I don't know if you're in second grade. And without that, all I know is that you know how to type on a computer and use the internet. My time is valuable, and hopefully yours is too. In the meantime, do try to do the best that you can to protect yourself from becoming infected and to reduce the transmission of the infection of other individuals. I would also encourage you to try to make the best out of these holidays and to fully appreciate the people around you. Because if there's anything that the holidays and this virus have in common, it's recognition of the importance of the people in your life and how they can be there one moment and gone the next.